Hello. Pull. Oh. Ooh. Yeah.
Hello everyone, today we are going to do an ECM157 assignment. But before we start, let me introduce our group members.
Pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the pose pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose 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 with the fans. Pose with the fans.
First of all, I would like to talk about the material that we choose for our assignment. Aggregate is one of the most important and famous building materials that have always been used by humans. It is very strong material with natural strength and durability that has made it important in engineering sector. Stone is not only used today but has been used for a long time ago. Even we already have many another building material in Malaysia, stone still play a main role in civil engineering, especially in areas where high compressive strength and long-term durability are required. Aggregate can be obtained through a few processes like cutting, drilling, and digging. Besides, aggregate also can be found in different types and shapes.
One of the properties and characteristics for aggregates is size and shapes. This is because the aggregates have a small size that can make it easier to transport to the other place without using a large vehicles such as lorry. Aggregates also can reduce the cost to pay the workers for transport the aggregates to the construction site. Then the works on the aggregates also make the paste cement more easier to bind with the aggregate.
One of the advantages of using aggregate in construction is its ability to support heavy load and roadway. Besides, it also helps improve the flow of water from construction sites. This is because aggregate do not have a consistent shape, which create gaps that allow water to pass through it easily. Moreover, it is also durable and not easily damaged. Hence, it doesn't require high cost if repair work needs to be carried out. However, aggregate also have their own disadvantage. Then, it can produce dusty and dirty. As a result, it can contribute to higher level of air pollution and sound pollution in our country. Furthermore, because aggregate have an irregular shape, it is likely to have sharp edges.
The application of aggregate in civil engineering project on this day that we usually look on it is at the road construction, such as at highway and road village. Then, aggregates can make the water flow through it slowly, and this condition can make the natural disaster like landslide more reduced in this country. In addition, aggregate also can make as a foundation in construction site. Aggregate is important because it can give a strengthening to the structure building on the construction site. The sustainable practice or innovations for the aggregates is recycle glass aggregates. Innovations can prevent the road from the natural disasters such as landslide, so it can make our country more safe. And we have our photocatalytic aggregates. This innovation is reduce dust from spread to the air. At the same time, this innovation can control the pollution in our country.
Today's video, I'm going to talk about fiberglass and what it's used for. So, fiberglass is basically a composite material that is made of extremely fine glass filaments combined with polymer resin. It's known for its strength to weight ratio and being extremely durable and flexible at the same time. Fiberglass is mainly used during construction because of its good insulator. Fiberglass also has a really high tensile strength compared with steel, also known as its mechanical strength, and an excellent insulator, also known as its physical properties. While using fiberglass, it has advantages and disadvantages. The advantages, it is extremely easy to install and not quite expensive. And the disadvantages of fiberglass is fiberglass made out of extremely fine glass, and it can be quite hazardous towards human, because if not handled properly, it can get through your circulatory system and damage it from the inside, therefore shorten your lifespan and die earlier. So that's it. That's all from me.
First of all, we prepared two breaker with 2 mol hydrochloric acid and 2 breaker with 250 ml measurement. First step is we put the aggregates into the breaker slowly. Then we measure the hydrochloric acid with 200 ml measurement. Therefore, we pour the breaker that contained the aggregates with a hydrochloric acid that was measured. At the same time, we cover up the breaker with a dry tissue to avoid the hydrochloric acid from being evaporated.
2 hours later.
Then, the hydrochloric acid was turning to the green color. After 2 hours, throw the hydrochloric acid along with the pipe water into the sink slowly. Our mechanical test for aggregate is water absorption. So first of all, we will measure the weight of aggregate with a digital scale. So the reading we got for aggregate is 271.5 grams. Then, we measure water up to 400 ml in a beaker. Hence, we put the aggregate into an empty rectangular container. Next, we put the measured water into the container. Moreover, close the container properly to avoid from being evaporated.
The next day.
After we left the aggregate overnight, we throw the water in the container slowly into the sink. Next, we put the wet aggregate on the tissue. Then, we dry the aggregate slowly with a tissue. After that, we turn on the digital scale to measure the wet aggregate. Then, we put the wet aggregate on the digital scale. So, the reading we obtained is 271.9 gram.
Let's jump into the first experiment, which is finding out the mechanical properties of fiberglass. Firstly, we must cut the fiberglass into about a rectangular shape. After that, measure the initial mass of the fiberglass on the digital scale. Then, install a Newton spring on top of the retort stand and stick the top of the fiberglass on the Newton spring. Besides that, stick a 100 gram weight on the bottom of the fiberglass and observe. After the observation is done, add another 100 gram weight until the fiberglass has ripped off. As we can see, the fiberglass has ripped off. On the second experiment, we are going to be testing the insulation property of the fiberglass. Take a generous amount of fiberglass and lay it down on top of the plate. It is necessary to take reading using a thermometer.
A few moments later.
As you can see, the top part of this fiberglass is relatively colder than the bottom part.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching.
I hope you guys learned something from this video. Bye bye.
Bye!